Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a question from LeetCode called reverse linked list. It's an easy, we're going to jump right into it. Given the head of a singly linked list, reverse the list and return the reversed list. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once we reverse it, it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's what we return. And then 1, 2 is 2, 1. Example 3, we're given nothing, so that reversed would still just output nothing. A follow-up, a linked list can be reversed either iteratively or recursively. Could you implement both? Yes, we are going to be implementing both, but all we really need to do is, given a linked list, we just want to reverse it. Okay, so we want to reverse a linked list, but what is a linked list, right? It's just made up of nodes where we have two pieces of information at every single node. Our own value and what the next node is, because we have a pointer to that. So over here at any given node, I know my own value and what my next node is. And another way to think about this is a very special case of a tree where you have your root and say you only had one child all the way through. I only had the left child all the way through, right? That's essentially a singly linked list. We have the head or root of a tree, and then we have the tail or leaf node. And we know it's the last one because it points to none. So all we want to do is reverse it. And how would a reversed linked list look like? So say I have the following example. I have my head node at node 1, which points to 2, which points to 3, which points to none. So I have a singly linked list over here. Once I reverse that, what would that look like? Well, my head would now be at 3. 3 would point to 2, which would point to 1, which would then point to none. So our ends have switched. In the beginning, instead of pointing to a node, now I point to none. And in the end, instead of pointing to none, I am now the head, and I point to another node. So if you notice something, right, what are we doing here? All this is some simple pointer manipulation. We just want to switch where the pointers point to. And how do I do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take every single node and just reverse the pointers. Instead of them pointing to my next node, I'm going to make it point to my previous node. So at node 2, for example, instead of my next being 3, I'm going to have my next being 1. At 3, instead of my next being none, I'm going to have it being 2. And at 1, instead of it being 2, it's going to point to none. So if we were to code this up, how would that look like, right? The first thing I want to do is, I know I'm looping through and we're going to do this iteratively to begin with, so I'm going to have some sort of while loop. So while there are nodes still to be processed, we're just going to write pseudocode for now. I want to know what my current node is. So let's say my current node, I'm going to start at the very beginning at 1. So my current node is head. Now what I want to do is I want to change the pointer. So I'm going to change my pointers. So cur.next should point to my previous, right? And if I'm at the beginning, let's say my previous is going to be none. I want this to point to my previous. So what would that look like over here? My current is 1 and my previous is none. So what would that pointer switch look like? It would go essentially from 1 pointing to 2 to 1 pointing to none, something like this. But now the thing is, how do I continue traversing down and doing this for the rest of my linked list? I've lost the only connection I had to 2 and the following list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store my next value before making those pointer changes into something called next node. So here I'm storing my next. So next node is going to equal current.next. So now once I switch my next to point to my previous, so here 1 points to none, I already have my next node saved. So this is going to be 2. And now I've just changed my pointer. So I want to continue going down and doing this. But for that, I need to reset what my current and previous nodes are. So here I'm going to go ahead and reset my nodes. So what is my previous going to be? That's going to be my current node. So right now, previous is going to equal 1. And my current node is going to be my next node, what I stored in here. So that's going to be 2. So essentially, when we come back, we're going to be making a pointer switch right here, where I set the current nodes next to be previous. So 2's next is going to point to 1. So we're going to be switching this over here. Instead of pointing to 3, it's going to point to 1. And I keep doing this all the way through. And how do I know I'm at the end, right? Say I'm at this very last node over here. What do I want my while condition to be? If I'm at this last node here, I would do my pointer switch. This means this would be my current node and this would be my previous. So I would change these pointers. Then I would set this to be my previous and this to be my current. So once my current is none, I know I am through. So that's what my while condition is going to be. While current is not none. So while current not equal to none, this is all I have to do. And what do I want to return? Remember, this was current and this was previous, so all I have to do is return previous. So return previous. Now we can go ahead and run this code. So I'm going to comment all of this out. And I'm going to move this to the top right here. Okay, so I can go ahead and run code. Accepted and submit. And it is accepted as well. Now, before going over the recursive solution, let's just run through our example super quick just to see exactly what we're doing. Okay, say I have the same example 1, 2, 3, which then points to none. How would that look like? So going through this line by line, my previous is going to be set to none. My current is going to point ahead, which is 1. So while current not equal to none, which is true because current is 1, not none, I'm going to store next node to be current's next. So 1's next is 2. Then I'm going to have current's next equal previous. So 1 dot next is now going to point to none. So this is now going to point to none over here. And we're changing this pointer over here. Now I'm setting previous to be current. So my previous is now 1. And my current is my next node, which is 2. So I go back into this while loop while current is not equal to none, which is true. Next node equals current dot next. So 2's next is 3. Now current dot next equals previous. So 2's next is now going to be 1. So this is going to look something like this, which means this connection is no longer here. And previous is equal to current. So this is 2. Current is equal to my next node, which is 3. While current not equal to none, it's true. Next node equals current dot next. So next node is current dot next, which is none. Current dot next is equal to previous. So current is 3. Next of 3 is now 2. So I'm going to get rid of this and set it over here. And previous equals current. So this is now set to what current had. And current equals next node, which is none. So we're back in this while loop. While current not equal to none, it is none now. I return previous, so I return 3. And that's right? We have a reverse linked list with 3 being the head. So now let's try this recursively. Okay, for the recursive approach, we want to implement the same logic we just did. Instead of going through the linked list iteratively, we're just going to go down recursively. So what would that look like? Well, over here in the beginning, we had our previous and current nodes. While there were still nodes to process, we stored the next node, changed the pointers, and reset our previous and current nodes to then return that last previous node once the while loop was done. So we're going to do something very similar. The first thing I'm going to do is make a helper function. That way I can pass in previous and current, the 2 variables I was keeping track of over here. So def helper self, previous, and current. Now with a recursive solution, I have a base case and a recursive case. How do I know I've hit my base case? Well, let's take a look at what we did when we were going through this iteratively, right? While my current was not none, I kept going. So once my current is none, I want to exit my recursive case. So if current is none, I want to return my previous. So return previous. Now I want to do the same pointer manipulation logic. So I'm going to store my next node to be current.next. So right over here. Then I change my pointers. So current.next equals previous. Okay, so I change my pointers. Now I want to reset my variables and keep going through this loop, or in our case, keep making recursive calls. So self.helper with the new previous and current. So my new previous should be my current. So I'm going to pass in current. And the new current should be the next node, right? So we switch these around. So this is going to be next node. Now, the only one caveat with doing this recursively versus iteratively, I don't want to lose track of my new head pointer. In the very end, I do return previous as I go down my entire linked list, but as I go back up, I have no connection to that previous. So I want to return it at every single call. So I'm going to store previous's value in new head. So this is going to be new head. And at the very end, all I do is return new head. And to start this helper call, I am going to pass in my previous and current. So previous is going to be none, and current is going to be head. Now let's go ahead and run this code. Name new head is not defined. Okay, that's because I did not name this correctly. Okay, now let's go ahead and run this. Wrong answer. Our output was nothing and we expected a linked list. That is because we forgot to actually return that output. So now when I run code, hopefully this should work. Okay, and it does. So we can go ahead and submit this. And it is accepted as well. So again, before leaving, let's just run through an example to see how this call stack is going to be built. Okay, I'm going to use the same example we've been using just so we can see how it looks like with both approaches. So going through this line by line, I go into this function right here, reverse list, and I'm passing in my head, which is 1. And I return self.helper. I'm passing in none and head. So I make a call to self.helper with previous being none and current being head. So this is going to be 1. I am in my helper function with previous being none and current being 1. So current is not none, so I don't return. Now I set next node to be current.next, which is 2, and my current.next to be previous. So the next of 1 should now point to none. So over here, this now points to none, like this. And now I store new head with another call to my helper function. So I call self.helper again, and I'm passing in my current node, so I'm passing in 1, and my next node, which is 2. Now when I call helper again, my previous is 1 and my current is 2. So we go back into this if condition. If current is none, I would return previous. Current is not none. So now my next node is equivalent to the next of my current. So 2's next is 3. Now what I'm going to do is set current's next to be previous. So current is 2 and I'm going to set its next to be previous, which is 1. So this is now going to look something like this. And I call self.helper again. So over here, my next node again was 3. New head equals self.helper with previous and current. And for that, I'm passing in the current that I had, so 2 over here, and the next node, which was 3. I go back into this helper and I make another check. If current is none, I return previous. It's not true because, again, just to write these out a little bit better, I'll write them out like this. This is previous and this is current. Nothing is none, so we don't exit just yet. Now next node is equal to the next of my current, which is none. Current's next is going to be previous. So this next should now be over here. And I store new head to be self.helper of current, so that is 3, and next node, which was none. So now I'm back into this call. If current is none, return previous. So current is none, and I will be returning 3 as my previous. So once I return, new head stores 3, and I can finally return to this call over here. I've now returned to this call stack, so I'm done with this new head. And now that I've assigned this, I can return my own new head. So this is now 3, and I return this to my original caller, which was 1 and 2. So we're bubbling back up right now, and this is now going to hold 3. So I can finally return my new head and go back into my original self.helper. So with 3, I would then just be returning 3. So it's the same thing we've done, just recursively instead of iteratively. We go all the way down changing pointers, store our head, and then bubble right back up to finally return that new head. Now talking about space and time complexity. For time, this is going to be O of n because we're going to be going through our entire list based on the number of nodes that we have. For space, for the iterative approach, we're only keeping track of variables, so that was O of 1 constant space. But with the recursive solution, our call stack can be going as deep as the number of nodes we have, so that is O of n for space recursively. For both, time was O of n, but the iterative version for space was O of 1, and the recursive version for space was O of n. Now, if you have any questions at all, let me know down below. Otherwise, I will see you next time.